So 5-1, mate.
Yeah.
Who do you want to do this time?
Let's do Leslie Nielsen.
Cool. Sounds good to me. We've just done the episode of Naked Gun. So quite on trend, quite on topic. Come on in. Any honourable mentions for Mr. Leslie Nielsen?
I do. I have Spy Hard.
Okay.
One of the spoof movies I did quite like of the genres. And the other two honourable mentions I've got, normally they'd go higher up on the list because I love both these shows, but he only had guest appearances in them. And that's MASH and Columbo. But
okay.
not mainly for him, but mainly because I love the series.
Yeah, that's why I've avoided doing any of those series ones where he was a guest of the week for one episode.
Yeah,
so
I'm always going to mention MASH or Columbo, though.
Yeah, I've got no honourable mentions for this one. And
No?
pretty much another reason I haven't seen Spy Hard yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah. Leslie Nielsen isn't really my go-to, if that makes sense. I've seen a few films with him, but yeah. Right. Come on in. You're number 5.
My number 5 is an early-ish role from him. It's from, I don't know if it's 80 or 81. It's a film called Prom Night. It's a horror film. Yeah, it's stupid. It's what you expect from an early 80s slasher film. It's not exactly the greatest film in the world. But if you want just a generic 80s slasher film, Prom Night's not too bad.
Fair enough.
What about you? What's your number 5?
Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Okay.
It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's basically a comedy Dracula film with Leslie Nielsen in it. That's about as highbrow as you can go with that.
Yeah, you can't really go a lot highbrow with a lot of these spoof movies, can you?
No. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched it several years ago, and, yeah, it was just one of those scenarios where, okay, enjoy it, stick that on the brain back list. And, yeah. So, number 4 for you.
My number 4 is the Poseidon Adventure. He plays the captain of the ship. It's, his role is quite forgettable because I forgot he was actually in it. But I love the film. I love the film. It's a great disaster movie.
Yeah.
It was very much of its time. They were making disaster movies. That late 70s era, there was loads of them. If it wasn't a boat or a plane going down or crashing or tipping over, it was a volcano or a building burning or something like that. There was a big generational thing of all of them, those disaster movies at the same time. So yeah, that's my number 4. What about you?
Ransom.
Yeah, okay.
He was the highlight of the film. We've mentioned it so many times before.
He was one of the only highlights of that film.
Yeah. It was a damn good performance from him, an early performance from him. And, yeah, it's just worth mentioning that film was quite a terrible film. We've done the whole episode about it, so if you wanted to watch that, more than welcome. But no, he is the highlight of that film. His acting ability just shines through compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
So, your next, number 3?
My number 3 is Creepshow, which it's an anthology film with like 3 or 4 different stories in there. And he was in one called Something to Tide You Over. He's basically this guy who catches his wife and her lover together. So he buries them up to their head in sand and lets the tide come in to basically they can't move. He films it, watching them basically as the water comes over and they eventually get killed. And then plot twist, but I won't ruin it. You've got to watch it to see it. But it's one of those ones that's always stuck in my head and I love it. absolutely love it. I love the whole film, the whole anthology series. But that one was especially good. What
Fair
about
enough.
you? Your number three?
Naked Gun. We've discussed it on the episode. His comedy timing, his comedy chops, shown through with this film. Spawned 3 sequels and then obviously the reboot. Yeah, great film. I think number 3 on my list is, it's definitely Naked Gun. Your number 2?
So my number 2 is Airplane. It's just what started him off as this dry comedy lead. And he just carried it on into role after role after role. But this one was just not just for him, it was just almost perfect for
The
comedy
ensemble
wise.
cast was good.
Yeah.
Trev,
Yes.
guess what my number 2 is?
What's your number 2?
Airplane.
That's a very good choice.
But yeah, it's the ensemble cast as well.
Yep.
And of its time, it was pretty much the first time of one of these spoof movies.
Yeah.
There hadn't been too many before that, so the should we say the pattern hadn't been created.
You'd had the odd National Lampoons, but that was around about it. Early National Lampoons. I don't think any of the vacation films had been out by then. No. But yeah, it was the first sort of like real spoof type films. And then, it's, as we discussed in the episode, it's carried on to every other bloody film since then.
And your number 1, my friend?
My number 1 is Forbidden Planet.
Guess what, Trev?
Your number 1's Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an iconic film based on Shakespeare's The Tempest. And, probably got one of the most famous robots in the world in the film.
Second most?
Who would you say is the first?
Robot from Lost in Space.
Really? You'd say he's more famous than R2-D2 and C-3PO?
No, I'm not saying that.
I did say one of the most famous. I didn't say the most famous. So stop being pedantic and up yours. And also, isn't it the same robot in Lost in Space?
No, Lost in Space, he does turn up in it. Yeah. But I think they called him Robbie the robot or something like that. He does turn up in Lost in Space, but the original robot from Lost in Space is a different robot.
Okay. I thought it was the same robot, just with a different name.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. But yeah, it's when you look at it now, it's very cardboard backgrounds and things like that. But yeah, it's still such a good film.
It's pretty much it's in that category with some of the best original sci-fi from the 50s.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. Yes. So we agree on the top 2 then.
Yeah, very good. And now, come on then. Let's go for the weakest links of him. What is your worst movie of Leslie Nielsen?
There could have been a few.
Yeah, there could have been a few. I agree with you on that one.
But I've gone for Mr. Magoo. Because that was just dog shit awful.
Trev,
you've gone for Mr.
Magoo as well.
I think for once we've actually agreed on most of the same sort of things. But yeah, it was just.
It was awful.
I don't think I even watched the whole film.
I don't think there is actually a word bad enough to describe that film, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I got through maybe half of the film, and I don't think I've ever watched the end of it. If I did,
it's a shame.
I do not remember it at all.
Yeah. it's a shame because the original IP is funny. You know, the whole idea premise of Mr. Magoo character, an old man who's blind, can't see and can't hear, and, you know,
But
bumbles his way around things.
exactly, but that's pretty much the point. That's funny for a 5-minute cartoon.
Yep.
Is it funny for an hour and a half or however long
No.
film it was? No.
5-minute live action would have worked.
Yeah, maybe as sort of like, I don't know, it would just, no, it just didn't work. And it was just dog shit awful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bleeding terrible.
Let's put it this way, it was so dog shit that I wouldn't have wiped it off. I actually would have thrown the shoes away. That's how bad it was. Anyway, I think that
So I
concludes
think,
this 5-1,
yeah,
don't you?
it definitely concludes it. It definitely finishes this one off. So yeah, Leslie Nielsen films 5-1. That's that done.
Let us know what your favourite or least favourite Leslie Nielsen ones are.
Yeah, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know. Again, as usual, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Mart.
And I'm Trev.
Enjoy yourselves.